Dynamic entrance kicking in the door like that. Turn up to the max, shooting energy up to the sky. Tap into the station 935, it's time to rock. Swooshy color backgrounds just to let you know we fly. Undefeated, never beaten, cause we got the skills. Striking all this black gold, you would think we had a drill. We got what you need, homie, so come and get your fill. Relax and unwind, it's time to anime and chill. It's time to anime and chill. Relax and unwind, it's time to anime and chill.
Alright, welcome back to another episode of AnimeNChill. You are kicking it with your two favorite N-words, the biggest anime nerds. We can say it, you can't. This week, my tag team partner done tagged back in, so what's going on, bud?
Nothing much, man. Was gone for a minute, but I'm back.
Yeah, man. We kind of missed you last week. I had to carry the whole show by myself, talking for an hour. That gets tiresome, especially when it's like late night and, you know what I'm saying? You've been editing and recording and all this other stuff. So, yeah, man, it's good to have you back, man. I think tonight I want to talk about some Naruto. We definitely gonna get into that. But I kind of want to open it up with I want to talk about The Prestige, because I know that that's a show that, or not so much a show, a movie that we both kind of like was into, not knowing that the other one was into it. So it's just a surprise to find out that, you know, there's just another thing we got in common. So let me get your thoughts on it, and then I'll chime in afterwards.
Well, I thought that movie was fucking awesome. As far as magic goes, bro, they really fucking, they put magic into a perspective that made it seem like, okay, yeah, this could definitely pass if it was actually real, like if this was some kind of dark magic power or something like that. And then to just give it a name like Prestige, it's like evil in a dress.
Right. It gives that seductive yet air of danger.
And I love the fact that Christian Bale and Michael Caine,
yeah,
that tag team,
Alfred and Batman.
Man, yeah, that chemistry right there was on point, bro.
But then on the other side, you had Wolverine and Black Widow.
Yeah.
So it's like all around, that movie was just like, it had all the elements to be a great movie. And I like the whole premise of him coming up with the machine, finding the machine, having I believe it was Nikola Tesla built him that machine. And what it was, essentially, it was a cloning machine. Because that was the thing. The whole movie was about the secret behind the trick. And the main trick in that movie was the transporting man. And Christian Bale was just such a dope actor. Like, the way he was able to literally play two different characters at the same time. And I don't just mean like being on screen doubling with yourself, because I know that's camera trickery and this, that, and the third. I mean literally making each one of those characters feel like a different person from the other.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie right there, that was a mind-blowing movie. It was The Prestige, and it was another movie that focused on magic.
The Illusionist with Ed Norton.
Man, and look, now Ed Norton, I didn't care for him in Hulk, but he did his thing in this movie right here. He did his thing in that one. Yet another movie about magic. Once again, it gives you that feel like, yeah, you know, if this was happening in this day and age, yeah, I could definitely believe that. So, give it up for magic one time. I mean,
yeah.
They come through in that cinema pretty well.
Yes, sir, man. Like, I mean, the Now You See Me things, they were okay. But that was more sleight of hand than like real full-on magic, and it was more them, because at the end of the movie they showed you what the tricks were, and they showed you how they did it in this and the third. But I think that's what made The Prestige so dope. It was like the whole movie, you're trying to figure out this secret. They don't give it to you, and then at the very end, they give you one piece. And when you put that piece into the puzzle, the whole puzzle lights up, and now you see the whole picture, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. Like when they revealed Fallon. Him and Fallon were twin brothers, and they literally shared a life. Like, because the whole thing was, what knot did you tie? I don't remember. Like, what do you mean you don't remember? Because it wasn't me that tied it.
You know, that's got me wanting to learn magic. That sleight of hand, really. If I could make $2 out of $1 and just keep on going, man, I'd do that shit forever.
Bro, it was, I can't remember if it was David Blaine. I know it wasn't Chris Angel, because they since exposed him for not really performing his street magic, but that was all camera trickery. And anyway, so it might have been David Blaine. I know it's like one of these street magic dudes. They go into a casino and they ask a person, they say, hey, give me $100 and I'll give you back 1,000. And what the person does is, and he's like, no, don't give me $100 bill, give me like 5 20s or 10 10s, or, you know what I'm saying? So what he does is he takes the money, he holds it in his hand, and he does it in front of you. He flips it over one time, and when he flips it over the second time, the money now changed. Now it's 10 hundreds. And he gives it to him, and then they go play it. They go spend it on chips and whatnot. But I thought that shit was dope.
Yeah, that's not bad. I ain't gonna lie, that kind of sounds staged.
It does, but from the way he did it, it just looked. But then again, like I said with Chris Angel, how they found out that everything he was doing on TV was like, he was telling people to react a certain way, and
he almost had me with some of the stuff that he was doing. Some of the stuff that he did, I was like, whoa.
The levitation trick where he levitated up an escalator, that one got me. But
bro, that's bananas, man.
Yeah, man, none of them was like Houdini. Bro, if you could do magic in the times of Houdini, you was a true magician, like a real fucking magic artist, my dude.
Right, and he really died doing what he loved.
Yeah. Even though they say he died from a gut punch, like that's gotta suck. You get hit in the stomach and just you doing your other trick and your spleen rupture.
It's a magic punch,
bruh. Is that a magic punch?
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Oh man,
a magician had to be a magic punch.
Yeah, man. I also wanted to talk about. Let's before we get into the Naruto, how about you talk to me about some Attack on Titan for a second? Because like I said, we were supposed to have a guest, didn't turn out that way, so talk to me about some Attack on Titan.
Well, I haven't kept up with the recent seasons, but I have been an avid watcher, and Attack on Titan, in my opinion, I think Attack on Titan is pretty dope. Just the thought of giant titans that eat people, you know, and then to find out that these titans aren't just random creatures, like, you know, people actually can transform into them. So when you found that out and then started getting on the basis of infiltration and all that, they really had to do some shit in the game. And then the gadgets that they use to fly around the city to take down these Titans, bruh, it's like, nigga, yeah, all right, these guys might not have the fanciest of this kind of tech, but yo, they have the fanciest that kind of tech.
Right.
And bruh, they be taking down these Titans, and now the Titans are smarter. Some of them talk, can command others. Yo, bruh, that shit is bananas. And then the main character, Aaron, come to find out he is a Titan. And hates them so much that, you know, he's willing to use his Titan form to kill all the Titans. So,
right.
Bruh, that shit is dope. And then where it's at right now is he can slick control other Titans.
Bruh, I've seen a little bit of Attack on Titan. And from what I've seen, it was like, that shit is crazy. Like, the Titans are these big, look like human people, but it's like their bodies are inside out. Like, their muscles and stuff is showing and everything like that. And I was like, yo, this shit is kind of weird. But, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I think it's something about them eating people.
Yeah, oh, I seen one where the motherfucker just picked him up and bit his head off like a Snickers bar.
Yeah, it might be a little twisted.
Hungry? Why wait?
Right, why wait?
Like, you're not you when you're hungry. Grab a Snickers.
Right. Yeah, I might be a little messed up.
Fucking, I also want to talk about some 7 deadly sins, because I seen online somebody had put up some 7 deadly sins hate, talking about, oh, that show is garbage and da-da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. But when you get down to it, I guess because some people don't like the fact that Meliodas is a pervert. But then again, when you put it into perspective, he's like 30. He just looks like a child, which throws people off. He's a grown man. Well, he's more than 30 because he's what? Like,
he's old.
They're old. Like 1,000 years old, some shit like that. But yeah, he looks like a kid, and he's just so perverted. But to me, I'm like, well, dude, when you watch anime, these artists that draw these females in anime, they're drawing them a certain way for a reason. Okay, like with the guy Ichiro Oda, people asked him, why does he draw his female characters the way he does? He came out and simply said, because I like the female form that way. Like, it's fap material. If you feel like fapping to it, then by all means, that's what it's there for. He's like, but I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, stifle my art because it offends a few people. So, yeah, man. But other than Meliodas' perverted nature, just his battle skills, and it's like he is one of the most untouchable characters in that show. Especially the fight between him and Escanor. Oh my God, that shit?
Yeah, that fight
was bananas.
That fight was hard.
Because Escanor finally got to let loose. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I was talking about a couple weeks ago. We're having a character that's so OP, they gotta handicap themselves. Like with Escanor, the first time you see him fight, the first demon that he's fighting, it's like the motherfucker tries to run from him. And it's like when he does, he gets petrified and turns to stone because he made a deal with Escanor at the beginning saying, if like, I'm gonna give you my best shot. If you can stand it, I'll let you go. And then he said, but if you run, you'll die instantly. And it's like, okay, cool. So he took his best shot, and then Escanor said, now that I've taken your shot, it's your turn to take mine. Same rules apply. This motherfucker goes, yeah, whatever. And then all of a sudden, you see this motherfucker Escanor start to hulk out and just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then he goes to pick up the axe, and the demon's like, how are you supposed to wield this axe with 2 hands? The handle is too short. My man said, because it's not meant to be wielded with 2 hands. Pick that bitch up with 1 hand. Holds that motherfucker up to the sun. Yeah, feel the wrath of the sun. My man turned and froze in place. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, Escanor, that's one of my favorite characters, man. Because he is this puny, frail dude when you meet him. When he's not in fight mode, he's this puny, frail dude. You know, wouldn't hurt a fly and all of that. And then he becomes the lion's sin of pride.
Mm-hmm.
The one who stands atop all of humanity.
Bruh.
Let him speak it.
Bruh. And that he talks cash shit to go with it.
Cash money. And it's cashing that shit. I mean, them checks
Bruh. He ain't selling no wolf tickets.
Them checks are depositing, my friend.
Right? But another, like, my favorite character on that show, if I had to pick one, is King. And he's not the type of character that you would think would be anybody's favorite character, because he's lazy, doesn't really want to do shit, and then he's not really all that strong, but then again he's one of the strongest. It's a weird dynamic. He's kind of a coward, and he's in love with Deanne. And I like the way that they showed you the love story between the two of them, being that both of them are mythological creatures. She's a giant and he's a fairy. And they just happen to spend so many years, even though when they're going through their backstory, it doesn't seem like they're going through hundreds and hundreds of years. But they do show you that there's a town near where they're at, and they meet a guy, and then they come back like 2 or 3 days later, and the guy is like 40 years old. And they're like, whoa, what happened to you? Why'd you get so old? He was like, yeah, that we met 40 years ago. I got kids now, and this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. They come back 2 days later, this dude is damn near 80. His kids is grown. And they're like, yo, come to find out, what they're showing you is the lifespan of the mythologic creatures, the giants and the fairies. But yeah, and they touch on that whole will they, won't they, will they, won't they, but both of them at the beginning, when they first meet again, I'll say when they meet again, it's like they have no memory of the time they spent together, but the more time they spend together, the more that memory comes back, and then they go into protecting each other, and it's just a great dynamic between the two of them, and I like the growth that they showed with those two characters. But yeah, man, so on that note, I've been kind of dodging the bullet a little bit, but let's get into some Naruto. Go ahead, take it away, man.
Naruto. A story about a boy who becomes a ninja, who becomes a man. No, I'm just shitting you. Naruto was one of the big three. I believe alongside Dragon Ball Z and you know something? Bleach was one of the original three.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, in its own right, though, it stands alone on its own 2 feet, and if you don't compare it to any other universes, then you got your pretty good universe there. Of course, you got Naruto, who would be the Goku in this story.
Yeah,
you know how
that character.
You know how they all tend to mirror great Kakarot, but yeah, you know, it's just, you know, it's pretty much the life of a ninja. You know, he goes through, he grows up, he finds out that he's special / cursed. You know, ends up having to fight for his life and having to fight for the whole ninja world. But if you can get around the my friend this and my friend that, and you know, that mushy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely something to look at, and I suggest if you haven't seen it, I would definitely give it a look-see, because my little brother put me on that a long time ago. He used to watch it, and you know, even then I neglected to watch it, and I think I got into Shippuden one day, or it was an episode of the regular Naruto, and I thought that shit was pretty dope, and I was like, wow. So I started watching it after that, and boom, I done seen it all the way, read the manga and everything, and now I'm even into the Boruto a little bit.
Bruh, you know what's crazy? I was on Naruto when it first dropped. Like, cause I was watching Toonami and they kept previewing it. And in all of the previews that they showed Naruto doing the Rasengan. And I was like, oh, so it's kind of like Dragon Ball Z, so I watched that. And when I watched it, I liked it. But like I said in the last episode, it was very serious. Now, in the beginnings, they do kind of give you a little bit of comedy, but that's because they're showing you how I don't want to say idiotic Naruto is, but he's kind of the comic relief in the beginning, but then after a while, it starts to get more serious once you get further and further into the story. What can I like around the time of the tuning exams? Talk to me about that.
So I guess when you talk about them serious times, when the tuning exams took place, that was actually the time where Orochimaru launched his attack upon the Leaf Village, resulting in the death of the third Hokage. And for it to be about the children, kind of, the lives of the little ninja and all that, and to have that such a scale of event of violence or whatever happen like that, it turned the notch up sometimes, where some people might feel a little, censored towards it. But nigga, the tuning exams was dope as hell. The one-on-one fights, shit. Naruto versus Neji, and Neji is a beast. Neji is an animal already, who is a descendant of the brother of the Sage of Six Paths, because his brother wielded the Byakugan, as where the Sage of Six Paths wielded the Rinnegan. But just a tidbit. But think about it. You basically had two descendants of god power-like clans going at it in the tuning exams, and Naruto pulled that one out, and it was pretty sweet how I did that too. I didn't even gonna flex. Like, that was one thing I always liked about that Naruto shit. When two niggas got to fight one-on-one, you thought one guy was down, but he always had a trick up his sleeve, and then it basically came down to who had the last trick up their sleeve.
Right.
So that shit. So Naruto, took the cake on that. I always tend to think an anime where the main character isn't your favorite character is a good anime. Yeah.
Now, I seen a meme where it's like a lot of the animes, it's like the main character is not the fan favorite, because it was a list. It showed Goku. It said main character, and then next to him it showed Vegeta. It said fan favorite. Then it went down and showed Luffy. It said main character. Next to it showed Zoro. It said fan favorite. Showed Naruto, main character. Sasuke, fan favorite. And it went through, I think it was one more. I want to say it was not Bleach. Might have been Attack on Titan. But yeah, they showed the main character, and then they showed pretty much the second in command was always the fan favorite.
Yeah, so I can dig how animes are starting to break that trend of it's not all about the main character. I can see how they could start to break that. Because think about it.
Matter of fact, it was Kilo and Gon. That was the last two.
Okay. Yeah. Nice 1-2 punch. But everybody was waiting to see, Sasuke's fight, and and he ended up fighting Gaara, and Gaara was a Jinchuriki from the Sand Village, so he was on a whole nother level.
Bro.
So the way they Slick
made
introduced
Gaara
all of
look
that,
like he was gonna be like a final boss type.
And Slick Gaara was my favorite character back then. Since then they've softened him up tremendously, but Gaara was that dude back then when he was just trying to kill people. That's
because that's what Naruto does. He changes people's hearts.
Yep, just following Snake Way.
Bruh.
But yeah, Naruto was dope, and then I liked how they came out with Shippuden, and Shippuden was his teenage years, and
yeah,
you want to talk about shit getting serious? Shit got
I
real
think
serious during
that's
Shippuden.
when they really like loaded the show with all of the melodramatics and oh nah, we got this great ninja war that's coming and we need to prepare and this, that, and the third, and like it's gonna be a war of attrition, and but that's when they were also talking about Madara coming back, and then you had Obito running around as Toby telling people that he's Madara, and then when he ran into Sasuke, he's like, yeah, no, I'll tell you who I am. Talk to me about Obito finally revealing himself to Sasuke.
Oh, well, that was a special scene in itself because by this time you've already heard about the history between the Senju and the Uchiha and why their beef was so legendary, and to see this dude masquerading around when Sasuke first encountered him, he came off as a pushover. So then to see this man again, and you know he's on a totally different wavelength now, and you know he gives Sasuke the lowdown on his brother and everything, and that right there was slick monumental, because back then I was die hard in Naruto, so when that reveal happened, man, I was taken aback by that shit to find out that you know this dude knew about Itachi's secret, even though Itachi kept that secret from everybody else. You know that he killed his people for the sake of the village because his people were planning on taking over the village. So I mean, you find that out. Then you find out that this guy in the mask is definitely not the pushover that he came off to be, and it was really fun back then too when they was still running, because I remember seeing different posts. Everybody was wondering who this guy was behind the mask, and
right.
And
and everybody had their speculations.
Yeah, everybody had their speculations and everything, and I liked that because I remember when I first started getting into it, and I would see the poster of the Akatsuki, but it was their silhouettes. I used to think that the guy who was the leader, I used to think that might have been Naruto's dad or something like that.
Right.
I liked the mystery behind it, and when they later come out and they reveal these mysteries to you, if you don't watch it, you miss out on the significance of it. But that I do like. I will say that about Naruto. They have a way of planting a seed, letting it grow, and then chopping it off at the end, completing that whole cycle. That way, they leave nothing unturned. But man, Obito, Toby, whatever you want to call him, yeah, that dude was that G back then, bro. He was definitely that G. I would have liked to see a small encounter between him and Itachi. Because I saw Itachi as a disgruntled Akatsuki member. Like, he was down to flip on any one of them or ride on any one of them.
Right.
If the shit came down to it. And I would have loved that.
Because Itachi had his own agenda.
Yeah. And Obito had hinted to that. He was like, yo, if Itachi knew who I really was, I'd probably be dead. And I'm like, ooh, I want to see that fight.
Right.
I want to see that fight. And I think they need to do that. The people who come up with these animes, y'all need to just, if you watch Death Battle, if you are familiar with Death Battle, the mashup where they put two heroes or two characters from two different stories against each other, do that. Give us fights with supervillains. I want to see supervillain versus supervillain.
Right.
I think those fights would be fucking awesome to see. Like Cell versus Frieza.
Man,
bruh, that shit would be,
because you got to think about this. Cell has Super Saiyan energy.
Cell versus Frieza.
And then he's got the regenerative abilities like Piccolo. So it's like, if you don't kill this motherfucker in one shot, he's just going to keep coming back.
Like, I would have liked to see like that. Obito versus Itachi, or Itachi versus Madara, especially the reanimated Itachi. Oh, that would have been dope. Give us a little snippet of something.
Right.
But, Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? And the funny thing is, though, now as I'm thinking about it, the funny thing in Naruto, yeah, the name of the joint is Naruto. He's the main character, but he's really not the favorite. But in Boruto, he's kind of like my favorite character.
Yeah, because now you get to see Boruto grow up.
So it's like now Naruto is getting the glory that he should have got
in his own series.
Yeah. But I mean, it's sweet. It's sweet. All in all, it's sweet. Boruto is pretty good. It's bro, that first episode opened up just like boom, planted the seed, said, hey, this is gonna happen in a minute. But until then, let's show you how we got there. And now it's heading in that direction. So yeah, I would definitely recommend watching that if you're into a good story. If you like callbacks or a little, hey, did you forget? Remember this? If you like those things like that, yeah, I would definitely tune into Naruto. And then, I mean, who doesn't love good ninja action?
Everybody loves some hot ninja action.
You know, smoke bombs, kunais, jutsu. You know, who doesn't like all of that stuff? Jumping through trees and shit.
Right. Oh man. I was like I told you, I was on a Avengers binge this weekend. Watched the first Avengers, both Guardians, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame, and like just watching Endgame back, I started to notice a lot of things that I didn't catch before. Like when the scene where the Hulk tries to take the Time Stone from the Sorcerer Supreme, and it's like just how nonchalant she is about how powerful she is. When she's telling him, she's like, you don't want to do that. And he's like, yeah, I don't, but I need that stone. And she's like, no, you're not listening. And then she hits him and his soul comes out of his body. And I was like, oh, wow. And then she just looks at him. Let's start again, shall we? Like, how are you so damn calm about this shit?
Well, you know what they say? They say, I guess a true measure of your power is having power and choosing not to use it.
Right.
So, yeah, she knew she was leagues above the Hulk.
Right.
Might not have been physically, but metaphysically, yeah, she'd have fucked him up.
Bruh.
She knew it.
Like, another thing I was noticing, cause I see a lot of memes online that talk about, Thanos would have never won if Peter didn't punch him in the face and everything is. I was like, no. Going back and watching Infinity War and Endgame together, that shit was Gamora's fault. Like, she was the original sin. And I say that because when he got the Earth, he took the Power Stone from Xandar. He took the Tesseract, which is the Space Stone, from Thor, and killed all the Asgardians on the ship, destroyed the ship. Then he went to nowhere. Okay, so that's 3 stones he has. Now, when Thor told them that he had already had the Power Stone and the Space Stone, and that he was going to get the Reality Stone, her thing is, she was the only one that knew where the Soul Stone was. So, instead of her going to nowhere to try to stop him from getting the Reality Stone, if she would have went with Thor to Nidavellir, even if Rocket and Groot went to nowhere with the rest of the Guardians, 9 times out of 10, the only thing would have happened was Thanos would have wiped out the Guardians. But Thor would have been able to kill Thanos before he could wipe out half the universe. He would have only had maybe 4 stones, 5 stones. No, 4. Because he wouldn't have got the Mind Stone. He might have had the Time Stone. Well, 9 times out of 10, he would have got the Mind Stone because Thor came in after he got the Time Stone, the Mind Stone, and put the Mind Stone in the gauntlet. But he would have never had the Soul Stone. So, Yeah, he would have never went to Vormir, which means that after he destroyed Nowhere and got the Reality Stone, because after he destroyed Nowhere and got the Reality Stone, he would have probably went to Wakanda next, because that was the next thing. He was going to Earth to get the 2 stones that were there. But my thing is this: when she went to Nowhere, even there she didn't listen, and I'm hoping it wasn't to do with the F word, but yeah, Peter goes, all right, you and Mantis go left. Before he could finish his statement, she goes the other way. No, he said go right, and she goes left. She gets caught after thinking she killed Thanos. Like, you're going to stop him from getting the Reality Stone, so just assume he already has it. Like, oh, he doesn't have the stone yet, so we can still stop him. It's the Reality Stone. Can you really trust what you're seeing? That's like being put in a genjutsu. Can you really trust what you're seeing? It's all illusion. Because after he breaks the illusion and he shows them, yeah, no, I always had this shit. You really thought it was gonna take me any time to get the powers, the Reality Stone from this nigga? No, fuck that. So she looks at him and goes, you knew I'd come. My man said, I counted on it. Like, I expected you to come. If you wouldn't have came, that shit would have pissed me off. But that was my whole point. Everybody talks about how at the point where he already had the Soul Stone, the only thing he needed was the time in the Mind Stone when he went back to Titan. And they had that big fight on Titan, and that fight was, you throw another moon at me again, and I'ma lose it. Bruh?
Right, for that not to be the main fight, yeah, that was one of the best fights in that movie. But
yeah,
yo, fuck that. Peter fucked up twice. Fuck that nigga.
How you figure he fucked up twice?
He should have killed Gamora.
But technically he tried, but again,
No.
Reality Stone.
Yeah, but still, at least go through with it.
Right.
And then let him, Reality Stone, boom, okay. Maybe he can do that. But yeah, you fucked up twice, buddy. Fucked up twice. No, he takes like 12% of that blame.
An argument could be made for 15.
Shit. Yeah, man, the emotions fucked around and lost them today.
Yeah.
When you think about it, yeah, emotions lost them today.
Bruh. And then
that's why Thanos won.
Yeah.
Because he threw Gamora off the cliff.
No emotion.
If he had any, that was it.
Told her, I stifled my destiny once. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna do it again. Not even for you. Cause I thought that shit was so dope. That scene where she looked up at him and she laughed and she was like, for so long I waited for you to get your comeuppance, and now you got him. And she's like, you asked the universe for a prize and it told you no. And she was like, you want to know why? Because you love nothing. You love no one. My man turned around with tears like, nah, you just don't understand. I know what I have to do. And I really don't want to do it, but bitch, you gotta go. Because when she noticed it, tears, really? And that's when the rest go, you ain't crying for him. And she's like, wait, what? And that's when you had that moment where that grown woman turned into a little ass kid trying to run away from an ass whooping. No, daddy, no. And that nigga just, it's gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you. And if you pay attention, you could tell when she hit the ground. Because even though they took like the sound out of it and they just gave you the music, if you watch his reaction, because he's standing there and it's like he's crying for a little bit, and then at one point he taking winces and kind of turns away.
Oh shit, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Run that back.
And then right after that part, they show Gamora laying dead. Another thing I noticed when they did that scene with Hawkeye and Black Widow, same thing happened when Clint is hanging from the cliff and he's on the cord and he keep trying to reach for her. When she kicks off, he watches as she falls. Right as she hits the ground, he turns away. They look at her and they show she's in the same position Gamora was. Crazy.
Can't help but think Marvel did that for a reason.
Yeah.
You want it to just be, regular, just how it is, but Marvel really can't help but think this.
Nah. Because with the Joker, it's not that simple.
Right.
It never is. Yeah, man. Bro, just that's another movie that's a classic. Like The Dark Knight. That whole trilogy is just,
Yeah, that whole trilogy is bomb.
bruh.
I used to watch I used to watch all of the movies all the time, back to back. So much that now that I haven't watched the movies in years, my girl still don't want me to put them on. She still don't want me to put them on. She'd be like, nope.
Because you'll get right back into
You turn me off to them. Yeah, I can't help it, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, that was some of the best movie production that I've seen in a long time. And
Yeah.
it was consistent,
Yeah.
bro. And it was grim, real life. I mean,
Right. They found a way to take a comic book hero and kind of put him in more of a real life setting, so that the city or the movie itself doesn't feel so comic booky, doesn't feel so childlike. They give it that air of reality, that grittiness, almost like a film noir. That's what it really feels like. Doesn't really feel like, oh, this is a Batman movie. Nah, it feels like a detective story that just happens to feature Batman.
Speaking of that noir style, I'm looking forward to that new Batman.
Yeah, that Robert Pattinson Batman.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how this is gonna look, how it's gonna play out. From the little tidbits that I've been seeing, people are loving the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Saying it's it's American muscle. So they're
Yeah, because it
loving that
looked
part.
like one of them Chargers from the 60s.
Yeah, so and for it to be a completely new style of Batman, so to speak. Yeah, I'm excited to see which way it's gonna go, because I mean, you've got your plenty of renditions of Batman.
Yeah.
There are those that we don't speak of.
Yep. Affleck.
Sorry. I always get choked up when I think about them bad ones. I always get choked up when I think about those.
Like it's either Christian Bale or Michael Keaton.
Yeah, buddy.
Those are the only two.
Or I'll take it. Adam West. I'll give him Adam West.
The original. R.I.P. Adam West, man.
But that's it. If you're not Adam West, Christian Bale, Michael Keaton,
Yeah, don't even put the suit on.
sir, don't even try to put that suit on. Ben Affleck, you gave it a shot, but that's because you thought that's what people was looking for. And it
Right, and just made
Yeah, it
Batman look like a straight bitch.
It wasn't. Yeah. Now I'll give you your props though. Batman vs Superman, that warehouse fight. I'll give you that now. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
He did have a shining moment
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You had a little shining move. I was watching that shit earlier today. The whole way the fight started, and it's like it starts off slow. He's still hurting people, but it's slow. And then there's a point in the movie where this dude comes through the door with a grenade, and Batman kicks this body into him, and he tries to grab the grenade, and it flips back to Batman, and it's quiet, and then that grenade goes off, and then this music hit, and boom, he gets right back to beating up these fucking bad guys. And I'm talking about he ain't just punching them out. Nah, he's breaking shit, slamming guys through floors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that one was pretty dope. And I liked his suit. I'm not even gonna flex. I liked the suit. The fact that that suit was damn near bulletproof all around.
I didn't like the mech suit he had when he fought Superman.
Yeah, but you know that right there, that was they snatched that from the comic.
Yeah.
They snatched that from the comic.
Yeah, and they went
And
comic booky with it, and it shows.
But yeah, you know they probably could have waited before they dropped that movie.
Right.
You know, yeah, they could have had some more story
But see,
behind
they
it.
were rushing to catch up with Marvel.
And you want to know how you know they was rushing? Because bruh, the numbers tell you. It's like, yo, you guys didn't put no work into it. It's like you wrote down 4 sentences, took it to school. The 4 sentences said the exact same thing. You didn't put no thought into it, no effort.
Oh, bro, that used
You
to
just
be...
wanted to complete something, put it down on paper, and turn it in.
How people used to cheat on their term.
See where that got you.
Teacher say you gotta write a 500-word essay, and then you go in there and you be writing the same damn paragraph 5 times.
I'm like, come on, man.
Just word it differently each time.
Come on, man. It wouldn't have hurt y'all to take some time with this. It wouldn't hurt.
Right.
It would not have hurt. And if somebody out there listening with some power, we need to do something about this Jared Leto Joker. Please get him out of there. I'm tired of seeing him. Tired of looking at him.
Jared Leto?
Yeah, I'm tired of looking at him. Get him out of there.
Yeah,
I think he is shit.
That nightmare sequence that they had in the Snyder cut, I was like, so we got zombie Joker now?
Now I am wanting to see how Joker somehow connects to this whole nightmare sequence, how he is somehow involved in the triggering of it. I'd like to see that, but it could be somebody else.
Yeah, if we could get a different actor, because Jared Leto is just terrible. We
Jared
all thought
Leto,
it was
let
just
go.
him trying to play the Cholo Joker, but no. He went different this time, and
you know what they say
it
about first
still
impressions,
was,
man. First impression.
Yeah,
His first
it's a
impression
lasting
was
one.
horrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. But yeah, don't do that again.
Please don't, because nigga.
But Batman, I'm hoping Robert Pattinson Batman. I'm hoping that you somehow revamp a direction for others to follow. If you know,
from the looks of
set
it,
plans dictate you guys go that route.
From the looks of it, it seems like they're gonna kind of follow along the lines of what Nolan did, and kind of keeping it that gritty, dark film noir. And now with them bringing in the Riddler, and the way they're doing that, they're slick mixing him with Hush, as far as him being this faceless villain that Batman has to try to identify. But yeah, from the preview, the whole setup with the beginning, with the tearing of the duct tape,
And you know, that works. That works. Him having no face. Because he's giving you riddles.
Right.
So if I'm giving you riddles, why am I gonna give you a face to go with these riddles?
Right.
Just how you have to figure out these riddles, you gotta figure out my face.
Right.
So yeah, I'm and it sounds like this dude, he isn't all about the games and all that. Yeah, he might tell you a riddle or something like that, but from the looks of it, he is definitely got a body count.
Yeah, because I think they're gonna make him more like a serial killer.
Yeah, he's got a body count.
Leaving the police messages, only the messages are not for the police, they're for Batman.
Or this would be how the Riddler would really be in
in modern times. Yeah,
he would be a serial killer who left riddles like the Zodiac Killer or the Alphabet Killer or the
Son of Sam.
Son of Sam, the TK Killer.
Oh, TBK.
Yeah, the TBK Killer. Yeah, all of those.
What's TBK?
I don't know if he really sent messages, but his name, TBK Killer, I thought
No,
was pretty cool.
BTK. That's what it is.
BTK.
BTK Killer. I don't know why I forgot that because I be watching this show Mindhunter, and Mindhunter they talk about the behavioral analysis division of the FBI and how they got started, but also a main criminal in that show that they have not caught yet, but they've been showing you and leading up to them catching him is BTK.
Bro.
So
yeah, they gave him the whole serial killer tip. So
yeah, which is gonna make the movie again have that much more feel of reality. It's not so much, oh, it's a supervillain running around town kidnapping people. No, it's a serial killer killing people, duct taping their faces so that you can't identify the body, and then when you do identify the body, you mess around and find a clue, or not so much a clue but a riddle that the killer left you. Like he's teasing you. Like, I bet you can't catch me. Hey, if you can figure this out, you might could figure out where I am. Except when you get there, I won't be there.
And you know they're probably gonna have him. We'll probably have seen him a few times in this movie.
Right. Because with every movie like that's how they set you up. They show you 9 times out of 10, he's probably gonna be one of the faces we see in the beginning. And we're not gonna know it until at the very end when they reveal who he is, and then it's like, wait, no, he's been sitting in front of us the whole time?
Yep.
Like, oh shit, how didn't we see that? That should have been so obvious. Because hindsight is 2020.
And it's 2021.
Right? And on that note, I think we gonna drop the ball, so to speak. Final word. What's the word, nerd?
Hasta la vista, baby.
Good old Terminator. Yeah, man. If y'all ain't got that Fly 93.5 app, go ahead and get that. Go on your Google Play, your Apple App Store, wherever you get your apps from. Or if you can't do it that way, you can hit us up online at radio.fly935.com. And if you want to hit us up personally, you can hit us up at AnimeNChill88 on Instagram and on Twitter, or you could go to AnimeNChill on Facebook. Hit us up that way, man. Leave us some comments, show us some love, man. Hit us up on YouTube, AnimeNChill. You know, we post the podcast up there. It's probably gonna be after we go live. Once we go live, then we gonna drop it right after that. So just stay tuned. But you can check out the first 3 episodes up there now. Type in AnimeNChill, all one word, capital A, capital N, capital C, man, and just come show us some love, man. Hit us up, AnimeNChill. Grab your favorite person, curl up, throw on the TV, man. You know what time it is. Peace.
Dynamic entrance kicking in the door like that. Turn up to the max, shooting energy up to the sky. Tap into the station 935, it's time to ride. Swooshy color backgrounds just to let you know we fly. Undefeated, never beaten, cause we got the skills. Striking all this black gold, you would think we had a drill. We got what you need, homie, so come and get your fill. Relax and unwind, it's time to AnimeNChill. It's time to AnimeNChill. Relax and unwind, it's time to AnimeNChill.